Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Shaun.
I'm Ryan.
And we are the Natural Gamers, and today we're going to be talking about the new entry in the Resident Evil franchise, Operation Raccoon City.
Yes, it takes place between Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Oh, in the background of those games even. Pretty crazy stuff.
Pretty crazy.
Which sounds like a really cool idea.
Yes, which seems like for...
You get to play the Umbrella side of the events. This game was not developed by the people that normally develop Resident Evil games. It's still released by Capcom, but it actually was developed by the team behind some of the SOCOM games.
Yes.
Which makes sense because of the concept of this game. It's more of like a tactical kind of squad-based multiplayer experience. At least that's what they were going for.
It's not a traditional Resident Evil.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. Not a traditional Resident Evil at all. Not at all. And that's not a compliment.
No, it's not.
This game, I was really curious about it, you know, like, and curiosity got the better of me. Because I had read, you know, all the reviews and things like that, and people were pretty fucking harsh to this game. Like, IGN even gave it like a 4.
Very
4
negative.
out of 10. Like, which is pretty bad.
It's very bad.
But you don't know, you're like, are these people kind of like hyperbolizing? Is this like, are they kind of just nitpicking and just bashing the shit out of a game that might be like, you know, still an okay game, still be fun?
Still a playable game, but there are, you know, just a lot of shit.
First, let's talk about the art design and kind of the level layouts and level designs and stuff like that. Ryan, what did you think of it? Do you think anything looked impressive or nice or anything like that?
I mean, they look. Those graphics were good. I'm not gonna say they blew me away, but they were.
No, they were decent.
They were
okay.
with the time, with now.
Yeah, maybe a year behind.
Yeah, but you've definitely seen a lot better.
Yeah. The biggest problem I had with the art design and things like that was actually just the color schemes they used, and every level kind of looks exactly the same. Every area, even when you move into
the city.
Even when you move into the city, it's almost like feels no different than being in the laboratory or being in the hospital or anything like that. It's like really muddy and really unattractive, which is fine. Like, I get it. It's the post-apocalyptic thing, but I think it's been done better in other games, like as far as like that kind of stuff, and it really showed. It really it affected like your enjoyment almost, because sometimes you get lost and you don't know what the really hell is going on. Everything kind of looks the same, so it can be like kind of just hard to track your area at times.
Even like the character types look the same.
All the characters are basically you're these faceless, voiceless, just void characters that really, as far as like a narrative standpoint, whatever this game is, like, the narrative doesn't even fucking matter.
It's very secondary.
Why even bother? It's paying attention. It's stupid. Like, the storyline is dumb. The new characters are pretty bad, and it's not because they're bland.
Yes, they're not. They weren't written to be
unique.
Yeah, you don't really know anything about them.
Yeah. The only thing of difference about them is just like they have different kind of set of skills, right? Like for the player to choose from. You have somebody that's more of like a stealth character. You have somebody that's more like just a regular warrior type character. You have a healer type character, and that's really about it. But I mean the differences are, I guess they matter. But like the gameplay and the controls, no matter what character you are pretty clunky, and they're pretty clunky.
Yeah.
The cover mechanic in particular is not that great, and actually can trip you up a lot.
I wish it wasn't like, basically what it is just like it automatically puts you on a wall. So you really have no control of whether you want to be like
in cover or not. Oh, totally.
And like that can have an effect. If there's something in front of you and you want to pick it up.
Yeah.
You'll stick on the wall for a second and it gets a little annoying.
Yeah. That was another annoying function, was the fact that you have to actually physically press a button to pick up like ammo and things like that. Yes. And what makes that a problem is because you actually do go through a considerable amount of ammo.
Yes, that's probably.
And having to physically pick up the ammo, and maybe this was maybe that was the point they were making, like to make it more like regular old, like trying to throw like an old Resident Evil type of like gameplay element where it's like a pain in the ass if you have to run out in the middle of a bunch of zombies or a bunch of spec ops soldiers to pick up your more ammo for your gun.
But yeah, I was just not used to that because all of the modern third-person shooters are like you just run up and you kind of don't notice that
I don't think it's bad because like it does something that modern ones don't do. I think it's bad because it's just implemented not very well.
That is probably the most nitpickiest we'll get.
Yeah,
so, like that's. I mean that's.
well, like part of that problem is it's like the camera system is kind of very sluggish.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's very mediocre. Like I kind of considered like Mass Effect like a poor man's third person, like the action in it.
Oh yeah.
And that is leaps and bounds better than this game. It really is.
Which is kind of sad because this is what they were going for.
Yeah, this was its specific design. Mass Effect's specific design is not really for that.
So about the RPG.
That's like part of the game, and that's all this game is. You know.
And it sucks.
And like we said before, there is a plot. There is. But I dare you to give a shit about it. I dare you to care.
But the thing is, I thought they could have done something really cool. Like there was such a great idea.
I agree with you. I think there was some interesting territory that could have been explored.
Because it might be able to show what, like maybe there was a question raised in the other games that might have been able to answer them. Like I don't know. I'm not a very avid Resident Evil fan.
Well, I mean, I think like lingering questions in that series by this point have probably already been kind of covered in other games and things like that. But I think you could have taken some of the scenarios and stuff and implemented them better to like retrofit them to fit this story and build something that was more like of a unique experience rather than basically kind of bland.
It's just a game. I don't know. It was a very mediocre. That's even kind of giving it a compliment.
I do. You know what I did kind of like though?
What?
I thought like the crappy like techno music. It was fun. It was funny.
It was funny.
Yeah, like it's not good. But it's more like funny because every time you do it, you kind of want to like break out and start dancing and stuff.
I don't know if it really fits the game.
It fits it okay, I guess. Like a crappy game, crappy soundtrack, kind of. The music, it's not terrible.
No, it's not.
It's not the worst thing I've ever heard in a game.
It's not gonna make me like, oh, like, what is this?
Yeah, but it's not like I need to find what this is and buy it. No, not. And I don't think that's gonna happen.
It was very okay. Very okay. But like the main point of this game was for multiplayer.
Yes, and which is what we're going to talk about next. The multiplayer aspect. There is all different types of multiplayer in this.
Yes.
That's like and it's also actually it goes in congruence with the single player because the single player, quote unquote single player, is also kind of designed for it to be multiplayer as well.
Yeah, because it kind of prepares you for multiplayer in a way.
Well, it prepares you, but it also all your experience points you gain in the single player transfer to the multiplayer and vice versa, and use your experience points to unlock different abilities and new guns and passive abilities and like not passive abilities, like unlocking like the ability to use a mine or a trip mine or frag grenades and things like that.
Which is it's cool. It's a little.
Yeah, I thought the upgrade system was okay.
It's in depth. It's more in depth
than you would have thought. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you can modify weapons. I mean, I'll be honest. We only spent a few hours with multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I don't know if. So I'm not sure if you can modify things. I don't like. But like, it's not good enough of a game that I'm gonna like invest a lot of time in it. To be honest.
And another thing is, the single player is also online multiplayer. Which for me, I thought it should have been split screen too, just for the hell of it.
Well, that's with the thing with because the single player is also multiplayer. It's designed to be multiplayer. It tells you that you can have like a public thing where people can jump into your game and jump out of your game or whatever. I was really surprised it didn't have split screen because we were gonna play a split screen and it wasn't there. You couldn't do it, which seems like a really weird thing for this type of game. Really missed the opportunity there. I guess just like people are like, well, they have an internet connection. What it really is, it's like they don't want two people getting fucking enjoyment out of one game. Like they want you to buy it twice and go play it on your own system. So I guess hook up online.
I guess if you and your buddy like it that much, you would have to go buy it.
Yes, yeah. If you have a real friend, he'll buy this crappy game and play it with you. But yeah, there's all sorts of different. There's like team deathmatch. There's a free for all,
and there's like a biohazard one, and it's like basically capture the flag.
Yeah, it's a capture the flag kind of thing. There's a heroes mode where you can play as Umbrella Corp versus some of your favorite characters from Resident Evil series. Actually, but I will say if there's any fun to be had, it is in the multiplayer.
Yeah,
it is. It's kind of got this cool thing where it's like not only are you like team deathmatch, for instance, like not only are you fighting against the other team, there's also zombies roaming around the cities where you are and stuff, which is cool. It was cool.
It adds a lot more fun to the game. I actually kind of enjoyed the multiplayer, like the team deathmatch. Like, I'm not saying it was terrible. I could play that for a couple hours.
I could definitely see myself going back and like checking it out like a few more times at least, because it wasn't not terrible, not terrible, because you don't have to do everything by yourself, and like that's really when it just kind of like magnifies the problems with the single player when you do play multiplayer. because you realize like how bad the like AI is in general.
The AI is terrible.
The enemy AI is like really dumb and it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But even worse than that is your team AI, because they will literally walk into
a mine trap.
Oh, mine traps, or go walk into engulf themselves in flames and then die, and then you are the only one that can go revive them because none of your other AI teammates will do that for you. So it's very frustrating, actually.
Very annoying.
Yeah. So overall, Ryan, what are your final thoughts about Operation Raccoon City?
Would not recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not very good. If you really wanted to try it, wait for it. You got GameFly, run it off GameFly, whatever.
Yeah, if you absolutely have to play it, rent it. If you absolutely have to play it right now, if you can wait until it's like $25 maybe. But even at that point, I don't know if the internet community, the multiplayer, like there's going to be a community that sticks with this game for that long, in any type of fun capacity.
I don't think I didn't get into a full game. Not like off the start, but like once you started playing,
people would jump in.
Yeah,
I got into 1 or 2 that were full, but other than that, there's usually one person missing from at least one of the teams.
This game just came out.
Yes, it did. Just came out this past Tuesday, so not looking so good for Operation Raccoon City. I don't think it sold too many copies. And it's one of those times I'm gonna have to side with the major critics, like I really am, because I kind of thought they were kind of just like bashing on a game that was probably be okay, but most of their complaints are pretty much justified. Yeah. So yeah, that's about gonna do it for us today. I'm Shaun.
I'm Ryan.
And we're the Natural Gamers, and we will talk to you next time we have something to talk about. Zombies.